We are live.
Okay, ma'am.
Warm welcome to everyone who is here, present here. We are back with our STEAM workshop, and we are here with a very exciting topic for all of you. And we have a very enterprising lady who is going to be presenting it for you. So first and foremost, let me tell you why we do this workshop and what is STEAM all about. STEAM is nothing but science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. And we all know that we integrate subjects at the Green School Bangalore. Under the Green Ed Talks, we do these workshops every Thursday at 5 p.m. And I'm so happy and so glad to see so many of you on the Zoom group and on the face group as well. So you can ask questions on the Zoom group chat as well as on the Facebook chat. And we'll also be, putting the Facebook ID there when you're asking the contest questions. And very excited we are there for two reasons today, apart from whatever the STEAM DIY, what we're going to do with Pratibha Arya Gupta. And first and foremost, let me tell you that we are launching our contest today. And the contest is nothing but, are you ready to take the STEAM challenge? And it's a STEM contest, which is there for 2 years to 12 years. It's open in 3 categories, which of course the video which Rupa ma'am will be playing, you can see that and you can understand that, which we can explain to you at the end of the DIY workshop. And we have a very warm person here, we can say that, whom I know for a couple of weeks as well. And that is Smartivity from Smartivity, and his name is Tushar. So let me take the pleasure of introducing Tushar for all of you. So you'll know that Tushar is a part of this STEAM activity today because he's going to talk and address all of you, because he makes all those STEAM toys or the STEAM, the gadgets which children can meddle with and can play with and can learn a lot of things. So Tushar is one of the co-founders of Smartivity India's global STEAM educational construction toys. A very warm welcome to you and new normal namaste to you, Tushar. Over the past 22 years, Tushar has led print, internet, and television media organizations. He is the author of 3 books and has also worked as screenwriter and director's assistant on indie film projects. His writings have been published in a wide range of publications, including Forbes, India, and India Today. That's wonderful, Tushar. At Smartivity, Tushar heads the marketing strategy, product development, and creative functions. So a very warm welcome to you, Tushar. You are a guest here, but here right now, you're also are going to be, we are going to powered by Smartivity, our contest, and you're going to be our main sponsor for it. And all our prizes are going to come from Smartivity. So that sounds very exciting for all of us. And Pratibha, we all know, is heading the TBS Learning Hubs at the Prestige Shantiniketan. She's an artist by heart, entrepreneur, educator, loves nature, travel, passionate for helping the society, and a learner for life. She is a mural artist and exclusive craft trainer. She is a Jollyphonics expert, storyteller, parent, and child counselor. Her passion to work for young children gave way to starting a preschool and daycare by the name of Learning Planet. And that's one of the reasons I feel that she is a very daring and very enterprising and very adventurous lady. And here she is coming up with a very interesting topic called gamification. So before she starts the entire thing for you all, and I know all of you are excited, so let's ask Rupa ma'am to play the video for all of you.
Sure, ma'am. Give me a minute.
Can you share the video for us?
Sure, ma'am.
And after that, Ms. Tushar, you need to be addressing everyone.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, Rupa, you can play the video.
Yeah, ma'am. Just playing, ma'am. Give me a moment.
We'll ask you to, open your videos when the activity starts. We'll ask you to share your video so that you can all do it along with Pratibha ma'am. Over to you, Rupa.
Ma'am, is it seen?
Yes, it is started. This is the concept which we are launching, and this is what STEAM stands for always add music and music as well. We call it as themes and reading as well. It's called as themes. So are you ready to take the STEAM challenge? We're inviting kids between 5 to 12 years. You can register and that's a contact number. We'll again play it at the end of this DIY workshop. We'll be again playing it for all of you. So over to you, Tushar. Tushar is actually from Smartivity, as I told you, and he is going to give us lovely, lovely prizes for this contest. So Mr. Shah is going to address all of you.
Hi.
So over to you, Tushar.
Thank you so much, Usha, man. Thank you so much for attending this Zoom workshop, everyone. I am sure you'll have a lot of fun and learn a lot of things through play, as the topic is gamification. It's
Little
something
louder,
that,
Tushar.
yeah, that is something that is very close to our hearts as well. What we are doing at Smartivity is actually gamifying STEAM learning. And we really appreciate the efforts that Usha ma'am is taking at the Green School, because integrated approach to any subject actually makes learning much more fun and also helps you understand different aspects of something that you're learning. And that's what we do through our toys as well. We design toys that are based on 4 basic philosophies. One is what we call the power of play.
Little louder.
Yeah. So the first belief that we have at Smartivity is what we call the power of play, where we believe that play is the most powerful way in which kids learn, and it makes kids engage with what they are learning in a much more immersive way. The second, which we are talking about today, is the promise of STEAM. So STEAM has something, STEAM is science, technology, engineering, arts, and maths. And our life for the past 10 years has been kind of changed by
We
these.
can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
It
So,
suddenly becomes very feeble.
oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
We see that whatever changes that have happened in our society today are because of these 5 subjects: science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And we believe that our society is going to be changed even further by these subjects as we grow, and there are advances in these fields. So anyone who wants to be successful in the future needs to have a very thorough understanding of these 5 subjects. So science, technology, engineering, and maths are some things that you helps you innovate, whereas arts is where humanities comes in, and that helps you connect it with human life, whether it is geography, social sciences, arts, whatever you do. The third thing that we really believe in is uh, pride in making. So if you make something with your own hands, you kind of own it, you have responsibility for it, and you also understand stuff by making better, and you retain the learning longer. So with that belief, we design our toys that are construction toys and not ready-made toys. And the final belief that we have is that each one of you is a potential maker of the future, and we want to inspire you. So if you start making things today, small things, tomorrow you're going to make solutions to problems that we are facing, all of us, whether it's climate change or environmental issues. So for us, these are the things that are very important, and we believe in you. And I think Pratibha ma'am's workshop will also be a lot of fun, but you'll also learn through it a lot. And same applies to Smartivity toys. So I hope you enjoy this session, and we are really delighted to sponsor the prizes. Our toys are really cool, so please participate in the contest and wait for the prizes to come to you. Okay, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
So that's a fantastic thing, the way you spoke, Mr. Shah. And it's a pleasure to have you here with us. And you can watch what our head is going to be presenting to you. And all our heads are actually STEAM certified. And
It's awesome.
I am the STEAM ambassador
Oh
of
wow.
Karnataka.
Okay, that's so cool.
Not by choice. But they said that if you're going to be administering STEAM, you better be like voicing STEAM. So
Absolutely.
voicing STEAM right now. So all right. So over to you, Pratibha, for your activity. So I don't know what she has up her sleeve. So let's see what she has, and let's see what she has for the kids out there.
Thank you so much, Usha ma'am. Mr. Tushar, indeed, it was great to know that, you know, what you are thinking, that if we create these games, the STEAM things and activities, the children of today, they can provide the solutions for tomorrow. In fact, the most important things like, solutions to the environment, the problems that everybody is facing. So it's really good to know, and how STEAM is contributing to that is wonderful, in fact. And my today's workshop, let me tell you, is also based on the same concept of STEAM. It's a little kind of different in terms. Today I'm going to tell you how to make games from STEAM. So when I say how to make games from STEAM, let me alert all the parents that all the parents please come and join today's workshop. It's going to be more, it is more focused for the parents. So parents, wherever you are in the home, please come and join and sit here. And what I will be teaching to you today is going to help your children. You can create those games with very simple things like paper, marker, cardboard, water, and things like that. And you can teach so many things to your children. You must be thinking how. So it's like you can teach language, you can teach maths, you can teach patterns, and some science concepts with the help of these games which I'm going to teach you. So when I say these games, it's basically something like, we actually believe in. So these games are basically play methods. So the children will actually play with these things at home. And when they are playing, they are actually indirectly learning a lot of concepts. So that is going to be our focus. Now, when I say indirectly, what happens is when you directly teach a child, there is a direct aim. Child is learning anyway. But indirectly, when we give the concept to the child in a fun playway method, he learns, but he doesn't know that he's actually being taught. So he gets engaged in that, and hence the learning becomes more fun driven. And when the learning is more fun driven, every child is looking forward to learn more and more. So doesn't it sound more fun? Let's start with that. And you all also must be wondering that because nowadays children are not going to the school, how can we engage them with more and more and more games at home? And every time you can't go to the market and buy those battery and light toys for your children, which will cost you like 5,000, 10,000, and the child is going to play with that for only for like 2 or 3 times and then throw it away. You can keep on asking your child to please, beta, go play with this, but he is not going to touch it for the third or the fourth time. So why not create these simple games at home? Before I start telling you, somebody wants to say hi to you. Hi, who is this? Ellie has come today. Ellie wants to say hi to all the children. Children, you want to say hi to Ellie? Ellie? Hi, children. Did you all say hi to Ellie? Now let's start our first activity. I'm going to tell you something which is called as a sensory bottle. Children, what you need is for that is an empty plastic bottle. Empty plastic bottle, any bottle that you have at home. You can fill it up with water. And I need some glycerin. If you have at home, it's fine. If you don't, just write it and you can get it from the chemist shop and add glycerin. I need your favorite thing, which is glitters. If you have glitters at home, you can get glitters. You can get some pom-pom balls. You can get small toys, which you can enter from this mouth of the bottle inside. Okay, these things is what I require. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill my bottle with water. You are going to love this activity, I promise. I am filling my water bottle with water. You can fill it 3/4. I'm going to add glycerin to it. Glycerin. Okay? And I will add 2 bottles of glycerin to it. As much of glycerin you will add, your bottle, your design is going to look as good. Okay? I will add 2 bottles of full glycerin to it.
2 bottles.
See, I'm adding glycerin. I'm adding 1 more bottle. I'm adding 1 more bottle, okay? After adding,
Pratibha, unmute yourself, please.
sorry, were you able to hear when I told you
Yeah,
about?
yeah. I just muted because there was a lot of background noise.
Okay,
Yes, yes,
okay,
yes.
okay. And now I'm adding glitter to it. Okay. Can you see the glitter that I'm adding into the water bottle? After adding glitter, I can add a few beads. If I have these simple beads, okay? You can add beads, you can add stars, whatever you like.
You
You can
all
add.
want to do along with Pratibha ma'am, you all can do it. You can all switch on your videos and you can all show it to ma'am that you're all doing it along with ma'am.
Okay, and now I'm adding more water to it. I will add more water. Now after filling this with water, I can shake it well. And here I have already prepared one
Don't switch
bottle.
on your audios. Just switch on your videos.
Ma'am, we are unable to switch on the video. It says it's denied, disabled. The
Okay,
video.
whoever wants to do it, just raise your hand and I can switch on the videos of theirs.
See children, what I got. Can you all see this? Can you all see the glitter that is going on inside? It's swirling, going around. Isn't it so simple? Isn't it so simple? You can just make it at home. So parents, when you make this at home for your children, whenever your children is just, running around, having too much energy, has nothing to do, you can just give him that. He's going to make swirls, going to enjoy this, keep on looking at it for a long time, and he can pass his time. I can see many children are already trying to do that. Wonderful. If you have any questions, you can write it in the chat box or you can raise your hands and we can answer.
Very nice, Deborah. Very nice. We can see you doing the activity.
Wonderful. Now I'm going to my next activity. For that, I need some toothpick. Toothpick. You can get some toothpick and clay.
You all have toothpicks and clay. If you don't have clay, doesn't matter. You can make a small Play-Doh out of atta.
Okay. All that I need is Play-Doh and I need toothpick. Now this is
With
going
maida,
to be
you can make it.
This is going to be a fantastic activity. You know what I'm going to make you all today? I'm going to teach you how to make 3D structures. You want to learn 3D structures? Only with toothpick and clay?
Yes,
so simple.
ma'am.
Okay, Usha ma'am. I will tell. Now see what I'm doing. I have this clay and I am just cutting it into small balls, okay, of equal size. Look at this. I will make equal sized balls over here. Say around 15 balls I may make. Okay. Take your time, do it nicely. Clay and toothpick. Only clay and toothpick, and you are going to become engineers today. You're going to make structures. See how I'm making it around? Make circles out of it. Balls.
You can take and you can put oil in that and you can put little water. You can make a little Play-Doh. You can add any color which you want.
Yes, that's right, ma'am. Children can also use atta. If there is no clay, they can use the atta and just kind of add some water and
maida,
then use
anything
that.
you can take.
Yeah. So all my children are doing this. They are making the round balls of the clay dough. Make a few balls and then we will start our structures. I will start from simple structures first and then we will make it complicated. Okay. So when we are doing these activities, like the one that I'm going to teach, children are going to understand the shapes, the 3D shapes, and the structures that can be created from that. Now, when I take the toothpick, see, I have these toothpicks. I take the toothpick over here and I insert the toothpick in one of the balls. You can see it clearly, right? And then I insert it in the next one. Like this, very simple, on both the sides. Now I take a third ball and the second toothpick and I insert it over here. I'm going to make a triangular shape. A triangular shape I'm making. And I insert it on these two sides as well. Children, can you see it very clearly what I made? I made a triangular structure. It's a 3D triangular structure. If anybody is able to make it, can you show it on the camera? Now I'm going to make it a bigger structure. So what I do now is, in the same way, I'll make one more triangle. I'm going to make one more triangle over here. In the same way, take 2 balls and 3 toothpicks and join them in the similar manner and create one more triangle. I created one more triangle and now I have 2 of them. What do I do now? I want to join them together and make a 3D structure. So what I do is I take one more toothpick, put it over here and join it with the other one over here. On one side it is joined. In the similar manner, I join it from the downside and I join it from this side. Now look at my 3D structure, what I have made. How impressive is this? Now my 3D structure is very, very, very definite. Okay, but it doesn't have to be really definite. If children want to make any sort of structure, you don't have to think of a shape. Just keep on joining your balls with a toothpick and keep on closing the structure as you like. Just grow your structure. It's going to, you can make like really huge structures also. It will be such nice activity for children. So when children are doing that, they understand the measurement.
There is a question for you. There is a question for you, Pratibha.
Yeah.
They're saying, ma'am, is glycerin compulsory or without it we can make it? Make what were
Okay,
you
ma'am.
telling about
Okay.
glycerin?
Yeah. Thank you so
That's
much.
Fatima, you're answering Fatima.
Okay. Fatima, thank you so much for your question. Bacha, if you don't have glycerin right now, you can make it with water. But the effect that you saw, that the glitters were taking time to fall down and to go up, that happens only with glycerin. So if you can manage to bring glycerin after the session, bring it and add as much of glycerin. The more glycerin you add, the more time the glitter will take to go up and come down. Otherwise, it will quickly fall down in the water. I hope I answered your question. Thank you, Fatima. Okay, now I will continue with the second activity that I was doing of the structures. So when children are making these, they can now increase it to any structure. It doesn't have to be particularly this one. The idea is that the child will first of all get the sense of achievement of making a shape. Secondly, the child will get an eye-hand coordination, a perfect eye-hand coordination. Not just that, they will learn the shapes, they will learn the measurement, and they will develop engineering skills, how to create these structures, and God knows who's going to become what in the future. So that's how we can create many different structures. Did you all like this activity, children? You can do this at home. Yeah? Now, may I proceed to the next activity that I have in my mind? Yeah? Can I go on to the next activity? So my next activity is a brain gym. Do you know what is a brain gym? Do you know what is a gym? Let me answer. The gym is a place where we all go. I mean, many people go there to build their bodies more stronger. Right? There are some big machines. There is treadmill. People run over it and do exercises.
Pratibha, there is a lady who says, can we use, I think we can use baby oil or colorless oil also in place of glycerin.
Okay, we can use that also. We can use baby oil. We can use any refined oil available in the kitchen. But what happens is when you will add water and oil, After a while, you will see there will be a layer of oil on the top and the water will be all down. So that is an oil sensory bottle. It will give a different effect, not this kind of effect, but that will give a different effect. So you can use that also. You can add color into your water. So there will be two colors. You can mix and just leave the bottle and you will see the oil will all come up and your colored water will go down. So that will become a different kind of a sensory bottle. You can use oil, but different effect will be there.
So I hope your answer, your question has been answered.
Thank you so much for asking questions. I'm feeling so happy that you are understanding and you're liking to make the sensory bottle. And the toothpick activity also, I'm sure children are going to love it. They will sit for hours to make these structures. Send us pictures once you do these activities. My next activity is the brain gym, as I told you. Okay. So as I was explaining you, gym is the place where people go and they make their body strong. Brain gym is the place, or brain gym are the activities how we make our brain strong. So how can we make our brain strong? By exercising our brain, right? And how can we give exercise to our brain? Brain, do some exercise. How do you do exercise? Let me tell you. Okay, you need to understand, all the parents and children, that we have two parts of the brain. One is the right side and one is the left side. And both the parts of the brain have some very important functions. Okay, one side of the brain controls all our movement. The other side of the brain has some artistic skills, thinking skills, logical skills, all of that. Now what happens is when we are doing our work, both of these sides of the brains, they come together, they work together, and then we are able to do our complete tasks. Okay, what happens is some people tend to use only one part more strong and the other part not so much. So what happens is, you know, when we do not use a certain part of our body or our mind, that becomes weaker. So the more we use it, that part becomes more strong, right? So in the brain gym activities, what we do is we make both the part of the brain very strong. Now imagine if both the parts of the brain become very strong, what happens? You become very smart, intelligent, right? So let me tell you very simple activity, how you can make your brain very smart. These are my brain gym activities. Okay, you can take 2 coins or you can take bottle caps, whatever you have available. What I have done over here, you can see is a simple drawing. I'm going to keep the bottle caps over here, and on both the sides, the shape that I have is same on the right side and on the left side. Now what happens is when I'm using, usually we use only one hand to write. Okay, now what happens is when you're using only one hand to write, if I'm using my right hand, my left side of the brain is getting more activated. But if I'm using my left hand, the right part of my brain is getting more activated. But what do I want? I want both the parts to be very active so I can become more intelligent. So what do? I train both my hands to do the equal kind of job. When both my hands are being used properly, then both the part of my brain gets very active. Okay, now see how that happens. I can easily do this with my right hand, but here what I'm doing is I'm doing the same thing with both my hands together. See, look at this. I'm doing with both my hands. Now I take a complicated drawing and I do this. Look at this. Together I'm going at the same time, same speed with both my hands, and I'm following this drawing. So by this, what is happening is both the parts, both the sides of my brain are getting activated. Like this, you can create more complicated drawings. And when you are able to do that, you can start writing with both your hands. Like you make an alphabet A, try and make the alphabet A with the help of your left hand also. The minute you start, there are many people actually who do this, and they say that if you're doing this, your brain gets very, very activated. So your neurons are getting more activated and you become more intelligent. Was this a nice activity? You can try this at home. Okay, now my next activity is even more interesting. And this activity is for numbers. So this is specifically for little younger children. Here I'm going to ask you one question. Who likes to eat pizza? Who likes to eat pizza? You all like to eat pizza, yeah? Very good. Even I love to eat pizza. Though it is junk food, but sometimes it's okay. Maybe on the weekends it's okay. Okay. So I have made a number pizza over here. It looks not so good, right? This is so plain. Let me add some nice cheesy toppings to it. Yeah? Okay. Now look at this. This is my pizza and there are some numbers over it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here are the pieces of the pizza. Yay! This is cheese and some toppings on that. Now what my children have to do is, for the younger children, they have to understand how many toppings are there and then match that number with the correct number. For example, I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 topping. Now, where is number 6? I can identify it is here. So I put the slice of 6 over here. Now we are going to, in the same way, we are going to add all the slices. After counting, we are going to add all the slices. So what is happening is the child is first of all using his finger and he's counting. So he's understanding the concept of quantification, not just identification. One, he's identifying. So he's identifying the number. He's understanding the concept of identifying the number. Then when he's counting, he's understanding quantification. And then when he will put it on the correct number, he will associate the quantification with the correct number. So there's a lot of basic maths that is, that he's analyzing. Once we are done with this, for the older children, we can also introduce the proportions. We can actually introduce fractions to them. Now, how do we do that? I tell my children that I want to cut the pizza into half. Okay. So my children will see, how do we cut it into half? I have total 8 pieces. What is half of 8? It is number 4, right? Number 4 is the half of 8, right? So how do we do that? How do we cut this pizza into half? Let's see that. I'm quickly putting this. Okay, children, my yummy pizza is ready. Who wants to eat? You want to eat it? Wow, eat it. And now, as I told you, I want to cut my pizza into half. If I remove one slice, does it look like a half pizza? No. I remove one more slice. Does it look like a half pizza? No. I remove one more slice. No, I want to eat one more. Num, num, num. So 4 slices have been eaten up. Does my pizza look like a half pizza now? Look at this. Yes, it looks like a half pizza. So when it is looking like a half pizza, how many slices are left? 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that is how the children will learn the fractions. That is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is the half of 8. In the same way, I can introduce to them 1 by 4. What is 1/4 of the pizza? Like I told you, half of the pizza. Now I'll tell you what is 1/4 of the pizza. Can anybody tell me what is 1/4 of this 8 slice pizza? I have half pizza with me. I want to make it 1/4 of the pizza. How many slices? Yes, Anita has answered. She told me 2. Deborah is also saying 2. Fantastic, children. So let me make it 1/4 of this pizza. How do I do that? I will eat. Wow, I will eat num, num, num. One more slice over here. And I eat one more slice over here. I am left with 2 slices now. And these 2 slices is 1/4 of the whole pizza. Okay, so this way our children can learn fractions. Isn't it good? Isn't it so nice to learn fractions like this? And then you can also, not just that, put these toppings what I have put, you can put meaningful vegetables on this, like mushrooms or jalapenos or olives, whatever the child likes. And that way he can choose which vegetable he wants to pick and eat. And then, that increases their interest for healthy eating, the vegetables also. So these kind of concepts can be introduced by such fun activity. I hope all of you are enjoying the fun behind these activities. Okay, now my next activity is again a counting game. Okay, so what I need for that is some paper cups. If you have some paper cups, you can just get some paper cups. Empty paper cups I need. I need empty paper cups. I need an empty paper, and on the paper, you can see what I have done is, I have only taken this size, put it over here, and just make a circle around, and I have put dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now what I have done is, these paper cups that I have marked them with numbers. 1, 2, 3, and then so on. So the first game I'm going to tell you is for very young children, then for a little grown-up children. Okay. Now look at this carefully. I want my children to count how many dots are over here and then match with the correct number. So the child will again do the quantification. He will touch the point and he will say 1. And then he will put this cup over here. Then he'll count 1, 2. And then he'll count 1, 2, 3. So again, the child is again quantifying and he is counting and he is matching with the correct number. 4. So it's going to be so much fun. See, the thing is that we can teach children by the method of book and all of that, which is a very regular way. But if you introduce learning in the form of games, children start to love it. When they see so much variety, they start to love learning. So we have to give them different games so that they can understand it, their concept, and they love to do it. Now, when the child grows a little bit, they have a little issue in understanding odd and even. In this game, I have made it very simple. I'll tell you how. Let me remove. If you look at these dots that I have, this is number 1 and this is number 2. In number 2, you can see 1 has a friend. Okay, this has a friend. So all the numbers that have friend are even numbers, and the numbers that do not have a friend are odd numbers. How? Let me see that. Here 1, 2, they are friends, but number 3, oops, number 3 doesn't have a friend. So number 3 is odd. Now I go to number 4. Number 4, are you even or odd? Let us see. Number 1 has a friend, 2, 3 has a friend, 4. So they have friends. Are they odd or even? They are even. And now I go to number 5. Let's see. Number 5, are you odd or are you even? Has a friend, doesn't have a friend. So this is odd number. Number 5 is odd. In the same way, I will see number 6. Has a friend. So number 6 is even number. And number 7, are you odd or are you even? Let's see. Has a friend. Oh, number 7 is alone. That means it doesn't have a friend and hence it's a odd number. Isn't it fun to learn like that? How simple it is to tell odd and even. So when children will do it in this way, they will quickly understand, okay, this number is odd and this is even. This is another game. Now I'm going to tell you again a very simple basic quantification. I have numbered these glasses over here also. Here also I have numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, all of these, right? So what you can do is you can just mark them, you can number them, and I have some beads over here. I can ask my child to count these beads. Now I have 1, the child will pick up 1 bead and put it over here. If I have 3, the child will count 1, 2, 3. That way Now again, the child is learning quantification. This is for young children. They are learning quantification. And when the child is picking this up and counting, his pincer grip is again getting worked on. Why? Because he is holding the bead. He cannot hold it with 2 fingers like this. It's very tough. He'll use 3 fingers to use it. And this grip is for the pencil holding. So his pincer grip is getting worked on. And like that, he is going to count and put every bead. Now this way, later on, we can do addition things also. We can tell the child if this is number 4 and if you add 1 or 2 more to it, say 2 more beads, 1 and 2. Now count how many it is. He will say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that way the child can learn addition also. So this is the way how you can make very, very simple things into fun, right? So now my next activity is going to be addition game. Let me tell you addition game. When I'm telling you all of these maths games, let me tell you some addition games. Here the senior children can definitely answer very fast. So let's see. Okay, I have made 2 roads. Okay, this is on a A4 sheet only. I have just made, I have put some glitter tape over here so it looks fancy, and it is on a Amazon delivery packet. So you can just use that. Yeah. I have these 2 cars over here. One is for myself and one is for my child. Now we are playing. All that we need in this is 2 dice. What is dice? We use it in the Ludo game and everybody has it at home, right? So now what I do is, this is the first is the turn of this child. He'll play it. He gets a 5 and a 4. So my car will go to space number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But there is a 4 also. So we will tell the child, if you move 4 spaces ahead, then you go to number 1, 2, 3, 4. You come to number 9. That way the child will understand the concept of addition. He will understand how he can add. Now, the next thing is, what we can do is, now because 2 of us are playing, me and my child, so what do we do? Or me or my sister and brother. So who wins? Who will win? There is another car also. Who will win is going to be first, or the second one is going to be second. So we can introduce the ordinal numbers also. First, second, third, fourth. That way we can introduce ordinal numbers. So let the other child also play and see what they get. Okay, what do I get? I get over here number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now my car has to move 2 spaces ahead. How do I do that? 1, 2. Here. So 5 plus 2 makes it 7. Right, children? And like that, we can take bigger numbers also. Instead of taking number 1 to 10, for bigger children, you can take, say, 20 to 30, you can take, or 40 to 50, whatever. Basically, the idea is to introduce the concept of addition, and the ordinal numbers can be used with that. And it's a game. Everybody likes to play it at home. And how simple is it to create at home, right? Now, children, with the dice, you can create many, many more games. I need some Uno cards. Do you have Uno cards? If you have Uno cards and if you have some blocks at home, can you bring that and we will play some game with Uno cards and the blocks? Yeah? Let me take out my Uno cards now. Uno cards. And simple blocks that you have at home. Yeah. Now first I will play one game. Suppose if it's me and my sister who's playing together. What do? We will just shuffle the cards and both of us will take out 2 cards. Okay. I get number 7. And my sister also takes out 1 card. She gets number 8. Now, what I want my children to learn is, when I get these two cards, which one is greater? When we are teaching greater than and less than to our children, how can we make it fun? So this is number 7 and this is number 8. And this, don't forget, it's the mouth of my Ellie. You know how an alligator opens a mouth? So big. And when the alligator opens his mouth, wherever he sees more numbers, he will open his mouth on that side. And wherever there is a smaller number, he closes, his mouth is closed on that side. So where should the mouth open? On which number will the mouth open? Yes, very good. Anita, again you answered my question so fast. So the mouth of the alligator is going to open on number 8, because number 8 is greater than number 7. So like that, we can introduce the concept of greater than and less than. Let me take out one more set of cards. Oh, I got number 8 again. What is this? Number 9 and number 4. Now, where will the alligator's mouth open? Where will the alligator's mouth open? Tell me. On number 9. Very good. Deborah has answered. So many people have answered this. Very, very good. So, number 9, the mouth of the alligator opens. He is very greedy. He always wants more and more. So, which one is bigger? This one is bigger. Number 9 is bigger, greater than number 4. And hence the alligator's mouth opens there. Fun game, isn't it again? This is again fun game. So even elder siblings can play with like this with their younger siblings, isn't it? You can all play, right? Now my next game is going to be with the blocks and the Uno cards. Okay, I have these blocks with me. I have so many of these blocks with me. See, I have all of these blocks. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to again take out one card and see what is the number. I take out number 5. Okay. Then I take out number 7. And then I take out, I'm looking for a bigger number, but I'm not getting it. Okay, for example, if I take out number 9. Now what I will do is, I want my children to learn how to again count. Okay. So I will show the number. I will say, okay, number 9. Now the child will start stacking the blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? I got 9 here. And this says 5. Now I make it 5. These are 5 blocks. Again, tell me now which one looks higher, which one looks more, which one is more? This number 9 or this number 5? Number 9. Very good. Number 9 is, it looks more, and hence the child will get the concept of greater and less. Which number is bigger? They can get a concept from here. Also, what we can do is, suppose if I get the number, say 12. If I get number 12, the card is not here for number 12. I don't think Uno has 12. Okay, I'm just telling you. Say, for example, if you get number 12. Now what happens is, here if it says number 12. And I already had 9. This is number 10. Okay. I want to teach the units and units ones and tens units to my child. So what do? Is Unless number 9, the stack will come here. As soon as it becomes double digit, it goes on to the second row. For number 12, it is 9 and then 10 units and 2 units will go there because number 12 will say 1 and 2. How will it say? Let me show you. This is how number 12 looks, right? 1 and 2. This is number 12. Okay. Now, what does 1 represent here? 1 represents the unit of tens and 2 represents the unit of ones. So we can introduce the unit and unit places by telling this to the child. When we get a number 12, we have a stack of 10 over here. And the minute you complete a stack of 10, the second number gets transferred into the units place here, the ones and tens. This way also you can introduce the ones and tens concept. Is it interesting again? You can
Very
do this at home,
interesting.
right?
Very interesting.
Thank you, ma'am. So I hope you're all enjoying these wonderful, wonderful things that I'm teaching you. Now
Yes,
I want to
yes.
teach you something about the languages. Okay. So when we are teaching language to the children, it becomes, we have a lot of material and things that we teach the sounds, the initial beginning sounds to the children. For example, when I say bat, the child knows that the first sound is p. Okay. But it becomes a little difficult when we have to teach becomes bat. How do we do that? So there are many activities for doing that, but I have taken out something very interesting. So I have this cup. There are 2 cups that I have. Okay. Now what I have done is I have made windows over here. These windows that I have made. What is the role of these windows? Let me show you. Now look at these. There is no more a window. Where is the window gone? It's not there. But you can read something. What is this? At, sat. Now I turn it. What is this? At, hat. And here also when you can see, what is this? In, fin. And let me turn. What do I get? In, sin. Like that, what we can do is, this is ought, ought, bought. Keep on turning like that and ought, rot. Like that, you will get many words that you can teach your children. So isn't it fun again? Once you teach the last 2 words, the CVC, which is the consonant, vowel and consonant. These words together, and you can just keep on rotating and your child will just keep on speaking. He will join whatever sound he's getting, like in, sin. Next, t, in, tin. Isn't it fun? Children will be amazed. They will ask for more. Can I have more, Mama? I want to speak more words. Isn't it?
I said definitely it's fun.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
So we are coming towards the end of our session today. And I'm very sure that children have learned so many things. I have a last 2 activities that I want to show you. What I have done is I have made this drawing over here. Okay, what is this? These are the pictures of some blocks that I have used. Now I want my children to copy the same pattern. In this manner, they will understand to copy the patterns. Now, what do? I see a red over here. Red. So I put red on the left side. I see a green here. I put it on the top corner. I see a blue over here. So I put a blue here. And then I see a yellow color block. And I make a yellow color block. Does it look same? So I made the same kind of pattern, right? See? Same pattern I made, whatever was given to me, right? Isn't it so much fun? So like that, parents can make very simple patterns, colors and things at home, and children can keep on replicating them. Children can keep replicating. See how fun it is. Like that. Now the next thing I'm going to show is to create patterns. Again, almost the same thing. Now here what I have done is I have made a stack of the blocks. So the child will look at these blocks and then he will start copying this. We will keep it like this. The red comes here. Sorry, the green comes here. So a lot of color recognition is also coming. The child is understanding the color recognition. He's automatically, his brain is getting pushed to understand the patterns. And he's going to make the pattern. So you can slowly and gradually make very complicated patterns also. You can make complicated patterns and let the child repeat those complicated patterns also. So pattern making actually develops a lot of logical thinking in the mind, because later on when they grow up, there is going to be a lot of questions based on the logical reasoning, which will have a lot of pattern making. So once their mind starts working like this, they can crack the patterns later on in the future. Nice. Again, nice activity, children. Yeah,
Yes.
nice activities. Now tell me in the chat box, which is the best activity you liked out of all the activities today? In the chat box, you tell me. The bottle one? Oh, yes. The bottle activity. Look at the stars, because right now it's dark and there is tube light in my room. So the glitter and the stars are catching the attention of my light also. Very nice, Deborah. I can
Yes,
see.
Adya who's raised her hand. Yes, Adya. Adya has raised her hand.
Adya, you want to ask something?
Yes, ma'am.
Please ask.
The bottle activity, when you showed in the middle, I was getting disconnected.
She was not able to see the bottle activity.
Okay. We will have the recording on the Facebook, you can see, but let me quickly tell you. So you add water, you add glycerin into it. Glycerin comes in bottles like these. You can get it from the medical shops. Okay. Lots of glycerin. It should be like 1/4 glycerin and 3/4 water. Then add as many glitter, star, beads, pom-pom balls, whatever you have. Okay. Plastic things only, no wooden and paper things. Because this is water. Water will make them moist. So all plastic things. Add it, close it tight and have fun. Adya, did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beta. Anybody else? You have to all tell me which activity you loved the most today. Thank you, Swati. You
They-
liked all the activities.
See,
3D Brain Gym. Brain Gym is
They
my
talk-
favorite
they-
as well. Nino,
they're
Brain Gym
talking
is my
about-
favorite.
then they're talking about talking about the pizza activity.
Oh, pizza activity. Yes, that was
Yes.
so fun. We ate so much pizza. We finished the whole pizza today.
Everybody is saying everything is good. Then 3D and the brain gym they liked a lot.
Yeah, that's
You can
very
make,
good.
even if you don't have a Play-Doh, I think you can make with just the atta. There is
The
a-
atta, yes. Toothpick and atta can do, and you can make any kind of structures. You're most welcome, Deborah. I'm so glad you were there today in the workshop.
Is Neha in the workshop? Neha from the school Bangalore is there in the workshop.
Ma'am, I can't see her name over here.
Neha is not.
Brain Gym. Galaxy
Yes,
is
ma'am,
saying
there,
Brain
with the
Gym
name
and
of
World Cup
Neha.
was good. So
Rupa,
children, when you make your structures, you can share
is
pictures with us.
Neha
Sorry.
there?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I am there.
Okay. You have
So
joined.
Neha is there. Neha,
Which
can you switch on your video and tell for the older children, like for the grade 5 and grade 6, what are the various gamification from these things to be made so that to make it more interesting, Neha? Even without your video, you can talk, not a problem.
Yes, ma'am. With this gamification video, the activities like which Matima ma'am told, with the help of fractions, we can teach grade 4 and 5 students how we are comparing fractions, which fraction is greater, which fraction is lower. Even different types of fractions we can teach. Let us mixed fraction, unlike fraction, like fractions. We can teach all this with the help of that pizza activity which ma'am told. Even that cup activity, we can teach them. Building numbers, how we can build 4-digit number, 5-digit numbers with such activities.
Yes. That's perfect. because even for the grade 5 and grade 6 could be used, right, Neha? And
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
also
ma'am.
use
Very-
the higher numbers. She talked
Yes,
about
ma'am.
cups. Pratibha talked about cups, writing the numbers. So probably we can put all 4 cups together and talk about 4 digits.
Yes, ma'am.
And we talk about 3 digits, and we can also teach subtraction instead of addition.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
The children always get confused. 999 plus 1 is equal to what? And that could be taught through that snakes and ladder game, and also the 99 plus 1, that snakes and ladder game, 9 minus 1. And also through the cups, talking about the highest digit and the lowest digit. So there are
That's
so
Yes, ma'am.
many things which we can do that, Neha, right, Neha?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We can.
Neha is our Green School Bangalore teacher, higher classes. So I was wanting to know whether this could be used for higher grades also. Thank you, so much, Neha, because they're into a lot of experiments and science and stuff like this. I think gamification adds fun, Pratibha. That's
Yes,
what
it does.
fun
It
factor
just,
is there. Yes.
that's true. Yeah.
So children, you learned all about 3D images today. You also learned about the fractions. You learned about math. You learned about English. So English and math could be fun, could be made fun through games. That's what you learned today, right? So anybody out there who wants to make a new game for us, whatever ma'am has made, something similar or something innovative anybody wants to make, can always take a picture, as Rupa ma'am said, and you can always put on your Facebook, and you can tag the Green School Facebook page. Rupa ma'am, can you just give the link of the Facebook page of us so that, they can always put it there? Yes, there's somebody with their hand. Debrati. There's somebody who's raised a hand. Yes. Somebody raised the hand. All right. So anybody wants to ask any question to Pratibha ma'am before she winds? I hope you knew that would be made. All right. So you knew how the glitter was made. You also knew that what are the other ways of doing that, teaching the children how to make the blended words, 3-letter words. So a lot of other things also are there, which because of time constraint, Pratibha ma'am could not do it. But other activities. Pardon? Did anybody say anything? Okay. We learned about science. We learned about technology. We learned about engineering. Engineering means construction. She said you can construct buildings with the toothpick. We can do that. Can you just mute them, Rupa, please?
Ma'am, please unmute yourself, ma'am. I've muted everyone.
So we learned about even engineering, that is construction. So that's what we learned. And so even the older children like Deborah, you're in the older class, you can always use these simple games and can invent your own game. You can become an entrepreneur by inventing your own game. And that's what the STEAM is all about. When you do a STEAM activity, now we've got contest activities coming up, which we have launched right now. Rupa ma'am will play the contest video once more. And you can always participate in this contest. So are you ready to take up the STEAM challenge? Rupa ma'am, can you please play the video once?
Sure, ma'am.
Thank you, Pratibha ma'am. You please stay on. We haven't finished. We haven't come to the end of the session. We want to give you a nice thanks, but let's play the video once.
Yeah, ma'am. Give me a minute.
So we have coming up with a STEM challenge. It's open. It's got 3 categories. We got 2 to 4. Then we got 4 to 6. And then we got 6.
Can it be heard?
And we got lovely prizes. We've got 3 prizes in each category to be won. And each one of you, whoever makes the STEAM activities, the STEM activities, it will be displayed in stem.org website and also in our website. And you can go places, you never know, you can be recognized. And somebody will say, okay, I want to implement this and probably I want to create and manufacture it, and never know that your things are being sold at Amazon and you are getting royalty for it. How interesting it is to become an innovator, to become a discoverer, to become an explorer. So become an explorer, become an innovator, become a discoverer, and create your own thing. Don't try to copy from the net. Don't try to copy from the net. Take the help of the net, and you can take the help of your elders, but try to create something of your own. It can be robotics, it can be games, it can be anything to do with STEAM. All right, please do that. And then you can participate in a STEAM activity. We've got judges who will be judging your STEAM DIY. and you'll be getting prizes. And this is open from today. So today is what day? Today is what day? Nobody knows today's date, 24th September, right? Today is 24th September. So the results will be announced the first week of October. So 2-week challenge we are giving you for STEM. All right. And then again, after 2 weeks, there'll be again another 2 weeks of challenge. So every 2 weeks, we're going to announce prizes. So how interesting it is. So please participate it and win lots and lots of prizes. Rupa ma'am, can you please play the video once more?
Yeah, sure.
This has been sponsored by Smartivity, and we get lots and lots of Smartivity kits, and Smartivity kits are beautiful. You can Google Smartivity kits and see how beautiful it is, and you will get that as a prize. And apart from that, there are lots
Can that be seen?
to be won. Yes,
Ma'am,
Rupa, do you have the video? Can you play it? Share the screen.
yeah, I did. It's not 1 minute. Ma'am.
Rupa ma'am, we can't see the video.
Okay. I'll just share it again.
Did you get it?
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, now can you see?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah, watch this video. So please participate it. Are you ready to be a STEAM champion? So we're going to get a STEAM champion. We'll be giving a very big award. Bring out the genius in you and let the creativity flow and make an impact. Keep it out, kids. Use your brain, left and the right brain according to what Pratibha said. Experience it. Experiment with new things. Come with your own innovations. Win exciting certificates and STEAM models. There are 3 categories. Register now, and this is the phone number, and is available on the website and on our Facebook. So you can always do that, and you can scan it, and then you can also always participate in the STEAM activity. Thank you so much, Pratibha. Thank you so much, Mr. Tushar. He's not there, I think. Tushar has left. So thank you, Tushar.
Ma'am, I'll be sharing the link for
And I must share with you that this beautiful video was made by Manju ma'am initially, and it was actually being shaped up by Priyanki Debroy, one of our teachers, Rupa ma'am's team. So thank you, Rupa ma'am, Manju ma'am, Preeta ma'am, and the entire team of mine who have worked on this video. And the contest is going to be very exciting. And I want to see who's winning and taking away lovely, lovely prizes. And look at our Facebook link, which is given on the Facebook in the group chat. That's the Facebook link of ours. So you can see and you can put it up your activities out there, and you'll be winning lots and lots of prizes. And these are take-home prizes. It will be delivered to you, and it will be coming in the courier to you. So don't worry about it. And even certificates will come in courier to you. The prize winners. And every week, every 2 weeks, we're going to announce the prize winners. So all the best. Stay tuned on this coming Sunday. We're going to have Parents a Parent Talk Show as usual. And again on next Wednesday, the Katha Sangra, and Thursday, the DI of activity. So till then, ciao, bye-bye, take care. And thank you.
Bye-bye.
Ma'am.
Ma'am, there is a question from Savitri, ma'am. Should be it a video or pic, ma'am, for the activities?
Should it be
So,
video or no, it has to be a video as well as a picture, both. And it has to be, and first of all, let me tell you, the ones who will be selected for this STEAM DIY contest, there'll be a semi-final round which will be live. Semi-final round will be live. You have to present it before the judges, and then the final round will be live. So there'll be 2 live shows, one semi-final round and final round by the students to the judges. So the parents can't make it for the kids. It has to be for the kids, of the kids, and by the kids. And so that is how the prizes will be won. So remember that even if you're putting the video and everything, the selection procedure is very, very strict. It's only by the judges. And the people, the children who are selected, they will be presenting it a live show. And Smartivity will also be there, judging that. So there'll be a lot of people there as judges. So let's look forward for it next week. There'll be one round next week for sure, the elimination round. So get up for it. And there'll be also DIY activity. Half an hour will be the elimination round and half an hour will be the DIY. All the best. Take care. Till the time, till next Wednesday. Sorry,
Thank
Thursday.
you so much, Usha ma'am. Thank you, Rupa
Thank you,
ma'am.
Pratibha ma'am.
Thank you,
All the best for the
everyone.
TVS Learning Hub.
Yes.
Thank
To
you
all
so
the
much.
participants. Thank you so much.